Hi, this is Scott from Scott Shop Media. Today is Wednesday, October 21st, and this is what is happening on the mountain. Getting a little late start on our broadcast today, uh, but we have a lot to go over. So, starting with traffic, there are still 4 Caltrans projects going on right now that is affecting your traffic, and 7 more. Some of them are the same. Most of them are actually going to be the same. A couple of different ones added tomorrow. Caltrans getting ready for maybe some winter weather coming this weekend. So we'll see a gradual cooling trend that continues through the rest of the week into Friday. Friday evening, maybe we'll start seeing some precipitation, maybe even a little snow. Shouldn't be a huge weather maker. May not be enough to put an end to our fire season, but it's any weather, any moisture is better than no moisture at all. And so until that moisture gets here, we're still at an elevated fire danger. That fire danger will decrease for the duration of the storm, but it actually increases again due to the high winds that are associated with this system. They are expecting to see some pretty significant gusts, and that dries out the moisture fairly quickly. No updates for over a week on the Eldorado Fire, so it's still holding at a little under 23,000 acres and about 95% containment. We've had 7 crimes reported across the mountain since Monday. 5 current power outages reported by Edison. Some of those are being restored as we speak, and still a bunch of customers in the Forest Falls area without power due to the extensive damage caused by the Eldorado Fire. And lastly, we've had 12 new COVID cases reported so far this week. So that is what is happening on the mountain in a nutshell. If you have a few minutes to stick around, we'll go into greater details, starting with traffic report. Still a handful of projects going on right now over on State Route 18 in Waterman Canyon. There's some graffiti removal going on. Should be wrapping up real soon. State Route 38, ongoing emergency repairs and crack seal operation due to the Eldorado Fire. That's going on today and tomorrow until about 5 o'clock. Lake Gregory over here on the between the 189 and the 173. They may have already wrapped that up for today, but it continues tomorrow until about 4 o'clock. They're doing some guardrail repair, and then on the ongoing problem miscellaneous work going on at the interchange of 330 to the 210 overnight work. It's been going on for the last month and is expected to last a while longer. Tomorrow, lots of projects going on. State Route 38, you'll have that ongoing emergency work until from 6 to 5 between Old Mill Creek and Jenks Lake. That's a long pilot car escort, and at some places just intermittent traffic control. So watch out for construction crews, slow for the cone zone. State Route 189, ongoing work to repair the guardrail between the 173 and Lake Gregory Drive. 330 in the bottom there, interchange of the 210, is that ongoing overnight construction work. Continues tomorrow night. State Route 18 in the 13 curves, not quite 13 curves, actually, between Green Valley Lake and Arrow Bear. Some pavement work going on. Fox Farm and Stansfield's cutoff over in Lake Arrowhead. On the east side there, you'll have some utility work until about 3 o'clock. State Route 38, you'll have some drainage work in addition to the crack seal and emergency work that's going on. And on the backside of the 138 in Miller Canyon between Old Mill and Miller Canyon Road or Miller Road, there's some tree work going on until 2:30 tomorrow. So we'll go over that again tomorrow, but lots of Caltrans going on this week. So be safe especially when you're around those crews. Our weather is looking pretty nice today and tomorrow. Some gradual cooling continues. We should expect to see a storm system moving in maybe late Sunday night. Chances of rain and snow are the greatest Monday morning, but even a potential chance that it lingers into Tuesday morning. Not a big rainmaker, not a big snowmaker, just a fraction of an inch at lower elevations, maybe a mixture around 6,000 feet of rain and snow, and then maybe an inch or two of accumulation above 6,000 feet. And so the timing of that is still dependent upon the jet stream and this high pressure system that is moving in. But until then, we can expect some mostly clear skies, cooler temperatures, and some breezy conditions. No hazardous weather necessarily to speak of, although on Monday and Tuesday we can expect to see some significant wind gusts as the storm moves in, and then as it blows out again on Tuesday and on Monday. We're not even calling it a Santa Ana event, although it is a offshore flow with some moderate wind strength. The fuel because the fuel moisture levels are still pretty high. We'll call it some elevated fire risk until we get that moisture on the ground, and then we can see this number go down, and we can see our risk go down. So that's what we're showing right here for the next 7 days or so. Moderate risk of new fire starts and fire spread on the mountaintop, and that is low risk in the valley. And we'll expect to see that improve as the storm moves in, but then it returns back to this normal pattern, which again with Santa Ana wind season is not uncommon. Until we get a significant storm, we are at extreme fire dangers on the forest floor with an elevated fire risk through the end of the year. No fires currently burning on the mountaintop. Of course, we always have our false alarms, our smoke checks, and maybe even some smoke still visible from the Eldorado Fire. We've had a handful of crimes reported this week across the mountain. A couple of assaults reported, one in Crestline area, one in the Lake Arrowhead area, some graffiti in the Lake Arrowhead area. Over in Big Bear City, there was a burglary, car stolen, and some petty theft. Edison is currently reporting a handful of power outages affecting a little over 100 customers. Some of that power is being restored as we speak. The largest of the outages occurring at Valley View Park over here near the rim, and then Arrowhead Highlands also on the rim, due to some equipment and pole upgrades. The biggest outage is down here in the Forest Falls area, where 612 customers are still without power due to some significant damage to the Edison transmission system in the Eldorado Fire area. Lastly is our COVID-19 updates. We've had about a dozen new cases reported over the last 4 days. One new case in Big Bear City, 4 new cases in Blue Jay, 3 new cases in Crestline, 1 new case in Forest Fall, 1 new case in Lake Arrowhead, 1 new case in Running Springs, 1 new case in Sugarloaf, bringing our total mountain-wide to 359. Following the state's 4-colored or 4-tier system of assigning risk to that, this is sort of the overall risk of spread, risk of transmission, risk of catching the disease over the last week's average. So you can see where you're at: minimum, moderate, widespread. And then as we look at it by region, the Bear Valley area is under a moderate risk as a whole. The rim communities is a moderate as a whole. But when you do, this is for a weekly average. For the day, as of today's stats that were released at noon, we are using the state's guideline, we are at a substantial risk. So that means we're spreading. So we were moderate, so we can expect one or both of these regions to jump up next week when the 7-day lag catches up. How does that compare with the rest of the county? We're doing significantly better than the rest of the county, where they're at a widespread risk, better than the rest of the country. Correction, the state, which is at widespread, the country, which is at a huge spread right now, and not quite as good as the rest of the world, but we don't always trust the numbers that the rest of the world is reporting. So that's all that I have for you right now. I know it was a lot. We went over some stuff for tomorrow as well. I'll be sure to give you another report tomorrow morning a little earlier. But again, this is Scott from Scott Shot Media. This is what is happening on the mountain. Feel free to like us, follow along for late breaking news on our social media channels, and you guys have a great rest of your day.